all these successes were through my contacts from my hobbies, from my friends, from treating people well. I first came to Dubai on holiday in 1997. So came out on holiday with no expectations, went desert driving, and while I was out in the desert, met some interesting people. One of them invited me around to see his business. My intention was to become a manager of some description, because that was as far as I saw what I considered success. And I said to myself, Phil, if you're not a manager by the age of 30, which was 2 years after that, then I'd go home. And pretty much within the first couple of weeks, I actually started my first business, which was a salsa dance business. I'd been teaching salsa in the UK prior to coming to the UAE. I stayed with this company for about 5 years, and it was a great experience. I worked in real estate for 5 years, and at the same time also opened another business, which was selling kite surfing equipment and teaching kite surfing. So I was in that industry for another 5 years. At the end of that time, I was introduced to a networking group, and within no time at all they were asking me to take a leadership role where I would build these groups and train them in the art of networking. And what I realized when I joined this networking group was I've been networking the whole time. All these successes were through my contacts from my hobbies, from my friends, from treating people well. By doing a good job, I was getting referred and meeting great people. Fast forward a couple of years to 2008, and I was introduced to a company called Ascentive. That's really where my journey started. I suddenly found myself speaking on global stages all around the world. I've written 5 books, of which 3 are international bestsellers. And the interesting thing is, I failed English language and English literature at school. I always chuckle the fact that I have a number of best-selling books, but of course, if we want to have a successful business, we need to learn to do things that we're not necessarily good at until the times when we can pay somebody else to do it for us. So I also used to be too scared to speak, to do public speaking. I used to hide away when people invited me to speak. And now I'll stand on a stage. My biggest group to date is nearly 4,000 people, and I love it. When I look back at my journey from just looking for a job as an account manager and maybe a manager to owning 3 or 4 businesses on a couple of continents, the only reason I got here, and you can't say luck, is because of the people I was surrounded with. The people I met during my journey who pushed me, challenged me, supported me, who were more successful than me. And what that enabled me to do was see what was possible, to help them, they would help me. I think one of the things that makes, the UAE particularly, and obviously Dubai is my home, so unique, is that so many of us are risk takers just by being here. I think with that, if you've got the right mindset, comes a lot of opportunity. And we can learn from everybody, from the security guard in the building to the CEO in the biggest international corporation. As long as we're open to accepting the fact we don't know it all, and we can learn from everybody. The more you contribute to other people's success and journey, the more people are going to contribute to yours. It's so much easier to be successful surrounded by the right people rather than trying to do it all on your own. Because if you try and do it all on your own, it just costs you more money, and you may work fast, but you often work a lot harder. And I think that's what Dubai offers. Possibility, as long as you approach this place with the right mindset.